The only black kid. They laughed at D until he changed the whole school hook, 0 Draro equal 130. Every morning, 16-year-old Marcus stared at his reflection before school. He adjusted his hoodie, picked at the edges of his perfectly twisted hair, and wondered the same thing. What part of me will they make fun of today? It wasn't that he hated who he was. He just hated feeling like he had to defend it every single day. At West Ridge Academy, a school filled with students from many different backgrounds, Marcus was one of only a handful of black students. Most kids weren't openly hateful, but every joke, every comment, every stare reminded him he didn't quite fit in. He never imagined that one ordinary school year would completely change his life and the lives of everyone around him. Chapter 1. The Hallways. Marcus loved basketball, photography, and music, but none of that mattered when he walked through the front doors. Someone always had something to say. "Can I touch your hair? Why do you talk so proper? You must be really good at basketball. You don't act black." Sometimes they laughed. Sometimes they called them compliments. Marcus smiled anyway. Inside, every comment chipped away at his confidence. At lunch, he usually sat alone, headphones on, pretending not to notice people whispering nearby. His mom always reminded him, "You don't have to shrink yourself so other people feel comfortable." But every day at school felt like surviving another storm. Chapter 2. Trying to fit in. Marcus stopped wearing clothes that reflected his style. He laughed at jokes that hurt him. He avoided talking about his family traditions. When classmates mispronounced his name, he stopped correcting them, anything to blend in. For a while, it worked. People stopped teasing him, but they also stopped seeing the real Marcus. He became invisible. The lonelier he felt, the harder he tried to disappear. Chapter 3. The New Student. Everything changed when Amaya transferred to West Ridge, confident, funny, fearless. She noticed Marcus sitting alone. "Mind if I sit here?" Marcus shrugged. She smiled anyway. Over the next few weeks, she noticed things Marcus ignored: the jokes, the comments, the awkward silence whenever race came up in class. "You know," she finally said, "you laugh when they're laughing at you." Marcus didn't answer, because she was right. Chapter 4. The Breaking Point. During history class, the teacher assigned group presentations. Marcus suggested discussing inventors who changed technology. One student interrupted. "You'd probably know the sports section better." Several students laughed. Even the teacher awkwardly smiled before realizing what had happened. Marcus froze. For the first time. He didn't laugh. He packed his backpack, walked out. The hallway was quiet. Years of hurt finally became too heavy. He cried alone in the stairwell, not because of one joke, because of hundreds. Chapter 5. Speaking Up. The next day, Marcus almost stayed home. Instead, he walked into the principal's office. He explained everything, the jokes, the assumptions, the isolation. To his surprise, the principal listened, really listened. Soon teachers received additional training. Students participated in honest discussions about stereotypes, microaggressions, and respect. Some resisted. Others admitted they never realized how their words affected people. For the first time, Marcus felt heard. Chapter 6. The Culture Showcase. Weeks later, the school organized a cultural celebration. Students shared music, food, stories, family traditions. Marcus almost didn't participate. Then his mother encouraged him. People can't appreciate what they never get the chance to understand. Marcus created a photography exhibit. Portraits of black families, joy, strength, history, community. Students stood quietly studying every photo. Many apologized, not because someone forced them, because they finally understood. Ending months later, Marcus still wasn't everyone's friend, but something had changed. He no longer tried to make himself smaller. He wore his favorite clothes, corrected people when they mispronounced his name, shared his culture proudly, and smiled because it was genuine, not because he felt pressured to. One afternoon, a freshman approached him. "I've been nervous since I got here." Marcus smiled. "I was too." The freshman asked, "How did you finally fit in?" Marcus looked around the school. "I stopped trying to fit in. I decided to belong to myself first." The camera fades as Marcus walks through the hallway with friends from many different backgrounds, laughing together. Not because everyone is the same, but because they've learned to respect each other's differences. Being different isn't a weakness. Sometimes it's the very thing that teaches everyone else how to grow. If this story touched your heart, take a moment to let us know in the comments. Have you ever felt like you didn't belong? Or have you ever realized that something you said or did made someone else feel left out? Your story could encourage someone who needs it today. If you believe every young person deserves to be seen, heard, and respected, hit the like button so this message reaches more people. Subscribe and turn on notifications because every week we share powerful stories about resilience, kindness, family, and overcoming life's toughest challenges. Share this video with a parent, teacher, friend, or student who could benefit from this message. Sometimes one story can start a conversation that changes someone's life. Follow us on all of our social platforms for exclusive behind-the-scenes content, short stories, and daily inspiration. Every follow, comment, and share helps us continue creating meaningful content that brings people together. Remember this: you don't have to change who you are to belong. The right people will appreciate you for exactly who you are. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next story.